Hello, friends! Today I want to share with you a beautiful story about a waitress who had the opportunity to change the life of an old man forever by simply paying for his groceries. The waitress was stunned when hours later 3 expensive SUVs arrived at her house. It was just another ordinary day for a waitress at a local diner when she noticed a frail elderly gentleman sitting at one of the tables. Despite his advanced age, the man exuded a quiet dignity and strength, which immediately drew the attention of the observant waitress. His kind eyes held a lifetime of stories, and his weathered hands spoke of years of hard work and resilience. As she approached his table, she couldn't help but wonder what had brought him to the diner on this particular day. Little did she know that this chance encounter would soon touch her heart in ways she never imagined. With a warm smile and genuine hospitality, the waitress greeted the old man and introduced herself. Sensing that he might need some extra care, she offered to help him with his meal and made sure that he felt comfortable. As they engaged in conversation, she discovered that his name was Joseph, and he was a retired carpenter who had lived a full and meaningful life. But beneath his calm demeanor, she sensed a deep sadness that hinted at a hidden pain. The waitress couldn't shake off the feeling that there was more to this old man than met the eye. Determined to uncover the truth, she decided to take a leap of faith. After Joseph had finished his meal, the waitress approached him with a proposition that would test his resilience and reveal the depth of his character. She suggested that she would gladly pay for his meal if he were willing to share his story with her. Intrigued by her offer, Joseph hesitated for a moment before agreeing to open up. As he began to share his life experiences, a wave of emotions washed over him, bringing back both joy and sorrow. Through his stories, the waitress learned about his passions, dreams, and the challenges he had overcome throughout his life. She marveled at his strength and determination, as well as the unwavering hope that had carried him through difficult times. As Joseph shared his tale, the waitress found herself deeply moved by his journey. She listened intently, hanging on to every word, eager to understand the man behind the quiet dignity. With each passing moment, she developed a sense of admiration and respect for him, recognizing the life lessons and wisdom he had gained along the way. However, there was one part of Joseph's story that stood out. He spoke of a tragic event that had occurred many years ago, an event that had left an indelible mark on his soul. It was an incident that had caused him great pain and had shaped him in profound ways. The waitress, sensing the raw emotion in his voice, offered words of comfort and support, acknowledging the depth of his sorrow. In that moment, she realized that this old man was not just a stranger. He was a fellow human being who had endured hardship and loss, yet had emerged with an indomitable spirit. The waitress knew that she had stumbled upon something truly special, a connection with a remarkable man who had lived a life filled with both triumph and tragedy. His stories had touched her heart, leaving an impact that she knew would stay with her long after their encounter. She realized that in those shared stories lay not only the essence of his life, but also valuable lessons and insights into the human experience. As their conversation drew to a close, the waitress felt a deep sense of gratitude for the opportunity to have connected with Joseph on such a profound level. She had entered into his life briefly, but in that brief time, she had learned so much from him. He had reminded her of the importance of embracing life's joys and facing its challenges with courage. Above all, he had shown her the enduring strength of the human spirit in the face of adversity. The waitress walked Joseph to his car, and as they stood there, a realization dawned on her. She understood now that she had been blessed to have him in her life, even if only for a fleeting moment. In his stories, she had found inspiration, solace, and a renewed sense of purpose. The waitress knew that she would carry the lessons she had learned from Joseph with her forever. His life, though filled with challenges and heartaches, had been a testament to the resilience and adaptability of the human spirit. And she felt privileged to have been a part of his story, however small a role it may have been. Joseph got into his car and drove away from the diner, leaving the waitress with a heart full of emotion. As she watched him go, she couldn't help but smile, knowing that she had made a difference in his life. The waitress returned to the diner, her heart brimming with newfound determination. She had discovered a strength within herself, a compassionate side that had been awakened by her interaction with Joseph. From that day forward, she approached every interaction with kindness and empathy, always remembering the life lessons and wisdom that Joseph had shared with her. In the weeks that followed, the waitress continued to think about Joseph and the profound impact he had had on her life. She often reminisced about his stories, allowing them to inspire and guide her through the challenges she faced. The memory of their encounter kept her motivated to treat every customer with the utmost care and respect. She became known for her exceptional service and her ability to connect with people on a deeper level, all because of the lessons she had learned from the old man. One day, a few months after her encounter with Joseph, the waitress was surprised by an unexpected visitor. It was none other than Joseph himself, looking healthy and cheerful. He had come to visit her and express his gratitude for the kindness she had shown him. Upon seeing him again, a wave of warmth and familiarity washed over her. It felt like no time had passed at all since they last met. Joseph explained that he had thought about the waitress often and wanted to let her know how much her actions had meant to him. He had been hesitant to reach out at first, but had finally worked up the courage to seek her out. Overjoyed to see him again, the waitress welcomed Joseph warmly, treating him like the old friend that he had become. They engaged in lively conversation, catching up on each other's lives and sharing new experiences. For both of them, it was a joyous reunion filled with laughter and fond memories. During their conversation, Joseph expressed how much he had appreciated the waitress's willingness to listen to his stories and support him during a difficult time in his life. He had found solace in sharing his experiences and felt lighter-hearted afterwards. The waitress, in turn, told Joseph about the positive changes that had occurred in her life since their first meeting. She shared stories of personal growth and professional success, all inspired by the values of kindness and compassion that he had embodied. As the day went on, the waitress and Joseph continued to reminisce about their shared past and discuss their hopes for the future. The bond between them had only grown stronger with time, and they cherished the opportunity to reconnect and pick up right where they had left off. Just then, 3 sleek SUVs pulled up outside the diner, causing a stir among the customers. The waitress and Joseph looked out the window curiously as several men and women dressed in suits stepped out of the vehicles. Moments later, they approached the table, introducing themselves as representatives from a foundation that had heard about the waitress's extraordinary act of kindness towards Joseph. It turned out that Joseph had been a respected member of the community, and the foundation had been established to honor individuals who embodied compassion and generosity. They informed the waitress that they had chosen her as the recipient of a substantial donation in her name, recognizing the positive impact she had made in Joseph's life. Overwhelmed with emotion, the waitress could hardly believe what she was hearing. She had only done what she felt was right, and now she was being recognized in such a significant way. Touched by this gesture, the waitress humbly accepted the donation, expressing her gratitude for the recognition. She shared that she had already used the funds to make improvements to the diner, such as updating the furniture and creating a more welcoming atmosphere for customers. The foundation representatives were delighted to hear how the donation was being utilized to benefit not only the waitress, but also the diner's patrons. As the day came to a close, the waitress and Joseph said their goodbyes, promising to stay in touch. Joseph expressed his pride in the waitress and encouraged her to continue being the compassionate and giving person she was. The foundation representatives departed, leaving behind a check for a substantial amount, which the waitress planned to use to further enhance the diner. With a heart full of gratitude and newfound hope, the waitress continued to run the diner, always remembering the profound impact that Joseph had had on her life. The recognition she had received was a testament to the power of kindness and the ripple effect it can have on the world. Friends, I hope you enjoyed this story. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any new videos. Thank you for watching. See you next time.